Welcome back to Future Bike Zone. The Royal Enfield Scram 411 has always been seen as the playful sibling of the Himalayan, a motorcycle that takes the rugged DNA of the adventure bike and reimagines it into something more fun, more urban-focused, and more versatile for everyday riders. Now, in 2025, Royal Enfield has taken the Scram 411 to the next level with a fresh update that not only makes it more refined, but also more appealing to a new generation of riders who want adventure capability without compromising on style and practicality. Today, we're going to dive deep into everything about the 2025 Royal Enfield Scram 411, exploring its design, features, performance, comfort, and value for money. By the end of this video, you'll know if this is the bike that deserves a place in your garage. First impressions matter, and the Scram 411 has always been about making a bold style statement. For 2025, Royal Enfield has kept the core identity of the bike intact, but they've added new color options, updated graphics, and slight refinements in bodywork to make it feel fresher and more modern. The fuel tank retains its chunky Himalayan-inspired design, but the paint finishes are now glossier and paired with matte accents, giving the bike a rugged yet premium feel. The seat has been reprofiled with better cushioning and a dual-tone finish, which not only looks inviting but also adds to long-distance comfort. The round headlamp still defines the Scram's retro-modern vibe, but for 2025, Royal Enfield has added a new LED setup with better throw-in brightness, making night riding safer and more stylish. Small touches like updated side panels and a sleeker grab rail give the motorcycle a neater appearance overall. What really sets the Scram 411 apart is its ability to balance urban practicality with weekend adventure. Unlike the Himalayan, which is taller and more hardcore in its off-road intent, the Scram lowers the seat height to make it more approachable for a wide range of riders. The 2025 model sits at around 795 mm for the seat height, which means even shorter riders can comfortably plant their feet on the ground. This confidence factor is huge, especially in crowded cities where maneuvering a tall ADV bike can be intimidating. The handlebars are wide, the riding posture is upright, and the foot peg placement is neutral, making it easy to ride for long hours without fatigue. Royal Enfield clearly wants this to be a bike that feels at home in the city during weekdays and equally fun on trails or highways during weekends. Under the skin, the Scram 411 continues to use the tried-and-tested 411 cubic centimeters air-and oil-cooled single-cylinder engine, the same long-stroke unit found in the Himalayan. This engine has been updated for smoother throttle response and better fuel efficiency in the 2025 model. Producing around 24.3 horsepower and 32 Nm of torque, the motor is not about high-revving thrills but about strong, accessible low and mid-range grunt. That means you get plenty of usable power when riding in traffic, overtaking on highways, or climbing steep trails off-road. The 5-speed gearbox remains unchanged but has been slightly refined for crisper shifts. One of the strengths of this motor is its durability and ability to handle rough riding conditions without breaking a sweat. It isn't the fastest bike in its class, but it makes up for it with its steady, dependable character. Performance on the road is where the Scram really shines. Thanks to a lighter front end compared to the Himalayan and a slightly reduced wheel size up front, 19 inches instead of 21, the Scram feels more nimble and responsive in tight urban spaces. This makes lane filtering, quick turns, and general maneuvering far easier. Suspension duties are handled by telescopic forks at the front and a monoshock at the rear, tuned for a balance of comfort and stability. On city potholes, speed bumps, and even dirt roads, the Scram remains composed and soaks up irregularities with ease. For 2025, Royal Enfield has fine-tuned the suspension setup to make it more progressive, which means it feels plusher at low speeds but firms up when pushed harder. Braking comes from a disc setup on both ends with dual-channel ABS, offering predictable stopping power and safety. The ABS calibration has also been slightly tweaked for better off-road confidence, giving the rider more control. One of the most underrated aspects of the Scram 411 is its versatility. While it is branded as a scrambler, it can play multiple roles. For commuters, it's practical, easy to ride, and relatively fuel efficient, delivering somewhere around 30 to 35 km per liter depending on conditions. For highway riders, it can cruise comfortably at 90 to 100 km per hour without feeling stressed, thanks to its torquey engine and stable chassis. And for weekend explorers, it has just enough off-road capability to handle gravel, trails, and light adventure riding. This balance is what makes the Scram 411 such a unique proposition. It's not limited to one style of riding. Royal Enfield has also paid attention to technology and rider aids in the 2025 update. While the bike remains refreshingly simple compared to some of its high-tech rivals, it now comes with an updated digital analog instrument cluster. The speedometer retains its classic dial, but a digital display adds fuel gauge, gear indicator, trip meters, and even turn-by-turn navigation through Royal Enfield's Tripper Pod integration. Connectivity through Bluetooth allows riders to pair their smartphones for navigation without the clutter of excessive screens. The switchgear has been improved with better tactile feedback, and the overall fit and finish of the motorcycle feels more refined compared to older models. In terms of comfort, the seat redesign for 2025 plays a big role in making long journeys more enjoyable. Riders will find that the cushioning is firmer and more supportive over extended distances, while the slightly lowered stance makes mounting and dismounting easier. The wind protection is minimal since the Scram doesn't come with a tall windshield like the Himalayan, but that's intentional. It's meant to feel more naked, more engaging. Riders who need better wind deflection can always add aftermarket accessories, and Royal Enfield themselves offer a range of official add-ons like fly screens, luggage racks, and crash protection. Another highlight of the Scram 411 is its durability and ease of maintenance. Royal Enfield motorcycles have built a reputation for being rugged and simple to repair, and this tradition continues here. The engine is understressed, meaning it's unlikely to face reliability issues even after years of use. Service intervals are generous, and spare parts are widely available across Royal Enfield's massive dealership network. This makes the bike not only affordable to own but also reassuring for riders who plan to take it on long trips where service centers might be far apart. Now let's talk about the price. The 2025 Royal Enfield Scram 411 is expected to be priced around 2.3 to 2.4 lakh Indian rupees ex-showroom, depending on the variant and color option. This places it in a very competitive space, especially against rivals like the Yezdi Scrambler, Honda CB350 RS, and even certain smaller capacity ADVs. What Royal Enfield offers, though, is a combination of style, ruggedness, heritage, and practicality that is hard to match at this price point. Riders who want something stylish yet capable will find the Scram 411 to be one of the most value-packed motorcycles on sale. The unique selling points of the 2025 Royal Enfield Scram 411 boil down to three things. First, accessibility. It's easier to ride than a Himalayan, with a friendlier seat height and more agile handling. Second, versatility. It can be a daily commuter, a weekend tourer, and a trail companion all rolled into one. Third, the character. It carries the classic Royal Enfield DNA, offering an old-school riding feel blended with just the right amount of modern features. Whether you're a new rider stepping up to your first big motorcycle or an experienced rider looking for a fun, reliable, and affordable second bike, the Scram 411 deserves a serious look. Royal Enfield has managed to strike that delicate balance of heritage and modernity, making the 2025 Scram 411 a motorcycle that doesn't just get you from point A to B, but one that makes every ride an experience.